Hello and welcome to Itenert, Ghana, country of Western Africa, situated on the coast of the Gulf of Guinea. Ghana was the first place in sub-Saharan Africa where Europeans arrived to trade, first in gold, later in slaves. It was also the first black African nation in the region to achieve independence from a colonial power, in this instance Britain. Despite being rich in mineral resources and endowed with a good education system and efficient civil service, Ghana fell victim to corruption and mismanagement soon after independence in 1957. If you are new to this channel, subscribe to this channel. If you want to watch more of these videos, you can also like and share this video. Now let's look at the brief history of the Republic of Ghana. The ancient Ghana and the meaning of the name Ghana. The Empire of Ghana was located in Western Africa in what is today the countries of Mauritania, Senegal, and Mali. The region lies just south of the Sahara Desert and is mostly savanna grasslands. Major rivers in the region such as the Gambia River, Senegal River, and the Niger River served as the means of transportation and trade. The capital city of ancient Ghana was Salem. This is where the King of Ghana lived in his royal palace. Archaeologists estimate that up to 20,000 people lived in and around the capital city. Ancient Ghana ruled from around 300 to 1100 CE. The empire first formed when a number of tribes of the Soninke peoples were united under their first king, Dinga Sissi. The government of the empire was a feudal government with local kings who paid tribute to the high king, but ruled their lands as they saw fit. Ghana was the word that the Soninke people used for their king. It meant warrior king. People living outside of the empire use this word when referring to the region. The Soninke people actually used a different word when referring to their empire. They called it Wagadu. Around 1050 CE, the Empire of Ghana began to come under pressure from the Muslims to the north to convert to Islam. The kings of Ghana refused and soon came under constant attacks from northern Africa. At the same time, a group of people called the Sisu broke free of Ghana. Over the next few hundred years, Ghana weakened until it eventually became part of the Mali Empire. The Gold Coast. 15th to 19th century, the Portuguese were the first to arrive. By 1471, under the patronage of Prince Henry the Navigator, they had reached the area that was to become known as the Gold Coast, because Europeans knew the area as the source of gold that reached Muslim North Africa by way of trade routes across the Sahara. The initial Portuguese interest in trading for gold, ivory, and pepper so increased that in 1482 the Portuguese built their first permanent trading post on the western coast of present-day Ghana. This fortress, Elmina Castle, constructed to protect Portuguese trade from European competitors and hostile Africans, still stands. But others follow fast. As early as 1492 a French buccaneer, marauding off the coast, deprives a Portuguese ship of its precious cargo. That cargo is gold, and the Gold Coast becomes the European name for this part of Africa. The trade in gold with the Europeans makes possible the development in the early 17th century of Accra, the first African state to control an extensive part of the coast. During the 18th century the dominance of Accra is replaced by that of a much more powerful group, the Ashanti, with their capital inland at Kumasi. By this time the British, Dutch and Danes are the main European traders on this part of the coast, and the most valuable commodity for export is not gold but slaves. Trading slaves for muskets, among other western commodities, the Ashanti acquire great local power. Their king, enthroned on a traditional golden stool, holds sway over the entire central region of modern Ghana. But the Ashanti suffer a series of major blows between 1804 and 1814, when the Danes, British and Dutch each, in turn outlaw the slave trade. The resulting tension leads to warfare in the 1820s, with the defeat of a British force in 1824, and again in the 1870s. In 1874 a British army briefly occupies Kumasi. Meanwhile, in the coastal regions, the British are gradually emerging as a main European power. The Danish fortresses, including the impressive Christiansborg Castle in Accra, are bought by the British government in 1850. The last Dutch merchants abandoned the coast in 1870, and in 1874 the southern regions are formally proclaimed a British colony, under the name Gold Coast. But it takes another 3 decades before the Ashanti Kingdom, and its dependencies in the north, are finally brought under British control. Colonial period 1902 to 1957. In 1901, taking effect from the 1st of January 1902, Ashanti is declared a British Crown colony. The regions further north become at the same time the protectorate of the Northern Territories of the Gold Coast. The colonial years are relatively prosperous and untroubled. At first little is done to involve the African population in the political processes of the colony, but in the years immediately after World War II events move so fast that the Gold Coast becomes the first colony in sub-Saharan Africa to win its independence. The turning point is the return home in 1947 of Kwame Nkrumah after 12 years of study and radical politics in the USA and Britain. Nkrumah is invited back to the Gold Coast to become General Secretary of the United Gold Coast Convention, an organization campaigning for self-government. The UGCC has won the right, in 1946, for an African majority in the colony's legislative assembly, but the fight is now on for a share in executive power. Nkrumah rapidly extends the movement's popular base, with the result that there are widespread riots in February 1948. The older UGCC leaders are alarmed by this, and by their brief arrest with Nkrumah. A split within the movement leads to Nkrumah founding in June 1949 the Convention People's Party, committed to immediate self-government. From January 1950 Nkrumah organizes a campaign of non-violent protests and strikes, which lands him back in jail. But in the colony's first general election, in February 1951, the CPP wins convincingly even in the absence of its leader. Nkrumah is released from prison to join the government. In 1952 he becomes Prime Minister. During the years of preparation for independence the neighboring British Togo votes, in a 1956 plebiscite, to merge with the Gold Coast. It is therefore a slightly extended territory which becomes independent in 1957 under Nkrumah's leadership. A new name of great resonance in African history is adopted, Ghana, although the ancient kingdom of that name was far to the north, in present-day Mali. Independence, from 1957. Nkrumah, well aware of his status at the head of the first West African nation to emerge from colonialism, dreams of leading the continent into a Marxist future. This requires a republic, which Ghana becomes in 1960 with Nkrumah as president for life. It also needs only one political party, the CPP. However, Nkrumah's authoritarian rule, combined with a collapse in the nation's economy, prompts a coup. When the president is away in China in 1966, he goes into exile in Guinea. It is the first of several such coups in Ghana's short history, but the nation remains true to the hope of democracy. In 4 decades Ghana establishes as many new republics. A general election launching the Second Republic in 1969 brings to power Kofi Buja, a university professor with a long track record in Ghanaian politics as an opponent of Nkrumah, but he is unable to improve Ghana's economic performance, weakened by low cocoa prices, and he is removed by military officers in 1972. For a few years from 1972 a military regime rules with repressive brutality, under the successive leadership of 2 generals, Ignatius Achimpong and Frederick Akufo. But by 1979 a group of younger officers has had enough. Led by Jerry Rawlings, a flight lieutenant in the Air Force, they take power. Achimpong and Akufo are executed. Arrangements are put in place for speedy elections. The Third Republic, in 1979, lasts only 2 years before Rawlings and his fellow officers intervene again. After his second coup Rawlings takes personal power, ruling through a provisional National Defense Council which has the specific brief to organize a renewal of the nation's political and economic life down to village level. Rawlings proves an efficient leader, winning international support for his economic policies, and the 1990s demonstrate that he has popular approval as well. In the prevailing fashion for multi-party democracy, Ghana holds elections in 1992 in preparation for its Fourth Republic. Rawlings transforms his ruling council into a political party, the National Democratic Congress. The NDC wins nearly all the seats in parliament and Rawlings is elected president. But only 29% of the electorate vote, and most of the opposition parties boycott the election. The 1992 result can hardly be taken as a popular mandate. However, elections in 1996, at the end of the 4-year term, are altogether more significant. There are other presidential candidates, at least one of them enjoying wide support. Yet Rawlings astonishes observers by winning 57% of the vote to his nearest rival's 40%. And the NDC retains its absolute majority in parliament. After 2 terms as an elected president, Rawlings stands down for the presidential election of December 2000. It is won by the opposition leader, John Coups. So far, the country has had a total of 12 presidents, and the current president is Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. If you want to know more about Ghanaian presidents, click on the link on top of this video. Thank you very much for watching this video, and bye for now.